Hi everyone, this is Luca and today I'm showing you the patch that I created in order to try to recreate the sound of Gary Moore in The Loner. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Luca and today I'm doing a little sound tutorial on the Gary Moore sound, The Loner, okay, the track The Loner. Just a little disclaimer. I'm using the MOOER GE200 for these sound tutorials, but if you want, you can use whatever the system that you have. It's not a problem. Just follow me step by step and try to adjust your sound to the sound that I'm showing to you step by step. Okay, so I think that any system that you have, even it's digital or it's analog with real gear, whatever, I think you can go pretty close with that. Okay, so let's talk about the song. I made a little bit of research and apparently some people says that he used the Rockman by Tom Schultz, the guitar player of Boston, directly into the board. Other people says that it can be the Marshall, the governor, okay, yeah, the old version, okay, straight into the mixing board, again to the desk. I didn't know that. I thought it was the Rockman, so my choices were based more on that thing. But since I don't think that that's the best Gary Moore sound ever, I tried to maintain the same character of the original track, but trying to smoothen up a little bit the sound, mixing with his live sound. Regarding the guitar, I don't have a Gibson Les Paul, but apparently he played that song using a Jackson or a Charvel guitar. Even live, it doesn't have the Les Paul, so I thought that this EVH guitar would do the job. Okay, it's also because I'm not in my studio right now, so I just have two guitars here, and the other one is in my mom's in Strat, so this one is better for that application. Anyway, let's dive into the editor so I can show you step by step what I did. Okay, so let me shut down all the blocks so you can do it step by step. Oh, I will just leave the noise gate on, even if I didn't use the noise gate for recording. I'm just leaving it on now because otherwise it's noisy and I don't want to be annoyed by that. Okay, so I used the Marshall JCM 800, okay, the simulation, the J800, that obviously is that amplifier. And as you can see, it's pretty much everything maxed out, like a rebel. So just the bass are a little bit less than 100, it's 80, but still, it's really maxed out. And the cabinet here, I used my usual 412, the 1960 by Marshall, tube EL34, microphone always the SM57, the trusty SM57. And the only thing that I want to say about the YR is that I try to have a little bit more of a distance between the microphone and the speaker, because I don't know, I wanted to have less of a direct sound and more, dreamy. That was my goal, so I put the microphone a little bit more away to have a little bit more room. Okay, so the sound, it's this one, so you can copy it. Okay, so there's not a lot of gain here, playing some lead stuff. There's not a lot of gain, not at all. So honestly, I think that if you have a JCM 800, you can have a little bit more gain than that, but we don't care because we used, I used then you will use it maybe as well. The shred. What's a shred? The shred is the Marshall Shredmaster. It's an old pedal by Marshall. Really nice one, actually. I like that pedal. I remember when I was a kid taking my first guitar lessons, and at the music school they have this pedal, so my teacher would use that, and I remember it was really nice. Actually, my teacher was a beast. He was an amazing player, so he could make sound good everything, but I remember that. And somehow I didn't know about the Governor. I didn't know it. This morning a friend of mine on Facebook told me about it, so it's like, oh, all right, because in my mind that sound was a little bit, oh yeah, I want to try that kind of pedal for this tone, but it was just, you know, an inspiring thing. I don't know how to say. And then I discovered that maybe it was the Governor into the desk and not the Rockman. Anyway, as you can see, the volume is quite high and the tone is average, and the gain this time it's high as well, because this is not just an overdrive, it's a kind of like it's a distortion pedal basically. So most of the distortion we're getting from this pedal. All right, so I'm not using it directly into the mixing board. The sound would be just like having been tried. I haven't tried it yet. If I shut down the cabinet, this is the sound. It's a little bit too extreme. But anyway, I didn't want to do it because I wanted to mix a little bit the original sound with the live version of the Loner, that I think the sound is really good. Because as I told you, I don't think that the sound on the record is the most amazing one. I don't know why he did that. And actually, if you listen to the original album, that's the only track that the sound is like that. So I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this is the sound then with the Shredmaster before the amplifier. The bass are a little bit flabby. I don't know if it's because of the Shredmaster or because the Marshall is really pumped at maximum. I don't know, but this is the sound. So you can try to copy this sound with your system as well if you don't have a MOOER GE200. Then modulation. I put a chorus in the loop effects. Okay, the FX loop. Basically after the amplifier, not really loop effects, FX loop, whatever you want to say. It's an analog chorus. I didn't want to exaggerate with the tri-chorus, so it's a little bit more subtle, and it helped me to have the sound a little bit more spread, less in your face. It's really way more 80s. All the tweaks that I did were meant to have a little bit more of a dreamy kind of guitar. Okay, so with the chorus, this is the sound. Yeah, I think it's really helpful for you guys if I'm playing just like a note and you can hear the modulation. Okay, it's not a lot, so you can copy this parameter as well if you need it. So yeah, you can copy the settings here, but it's not really extreme. Okay, so I don't wanna be too meticulous, if that is a word. EQ here I've been kind of drastic, so the basses were gone, like no basses, pretty much. I pumped up a little bit of the medium frequencies, and I turned down a little bit the 4 kHz. Basically, this EQ had the purpose to narrow the sound a lot, and to help me to put inside of like that era of sounds of mix, because if I would have more high frequencies, like in the 4 kHz area, it would have been too modern. Okay, so I wouldn't like that for this particular application. Anyway, if you want to have the same, not the same, but like a closer sound to the original one, you can pump up the 1600 Hertz here. Okay, in this way you can have more of that character that Gary Moore has on the record. Okay, it's a little bit more like that, more in that area. So for me it was too extreme, so I think this is fine for me. Alright, so the sound with EQ on, it's this one. Okay, the riff. So again, you can say, oh, but I like the sound without EQ. Yeah, I know. But I think this EQ is really important to play along with the track that I used, and with that generation of sound, with those sounds. Again, if you wanna play this song live, maybe you don't need this EQ. You can just go straight into your amplifier or whatever the sound system that you are using. But for me, it's really important when I'm doing a cover with a backing track to mix myself with all the other instruments. It helps me to express myself better and to be more into that movie. I want to see the movie. I want to see the dreamscape. And actually I had so much fun to play in this particular cover with this particular backing track that you can find the link in the comment section of the previous video. Maybe I will link it here as well. A guy made this backing track looping the first section of a live record of Gary Moore, and then he did some other stuff. So I think it's a really nice backing track, really nice. Then let's move on. Let's do the reverb first. The reverb, so then I don't have to shut down the delay to make you listen to the reverb. It's a big whole reverb with a lot of decay and level quite high, the tone's quite high as well. I think this is the most extreme reverb that I used so far on these tone tutorials, guys, and I really enjoyed it a lot. This is the sound of the reverb. It's quite a long decay. I'm sure you can get this tone out of any reverb pedal or any pedal board that you have. Anyway, the sound with the reverb is this. Yeah, great. And then last but not least, the delay. I use the mod delay, so basically should be the replica of the TC2290 to have a little bit more of modulation on the repeats as well. Still a digital delay, of course, and this is the sound of the repetitions. Okay, so you can set it pretty much the same. Great. The sound with the delay as well, so this is the tone that I used for the recording. Yeah, it's really epic. I like this tone a lot. This tone is one of the best one that I programs so far. I really enjoyed to play with this particular tone. It was just a joy, just a joy. I totally forgot I was playing with a digital pedalboard. I forgot about that. For me, it was just great, even if it's not the best tone ever that you can hear just like that, but in the right mix, wow, yeah, I really enjoyed playing with this tone. Also because I'm a big fan of the 80s, maybe. Anyway, so guys, that's it also for today. If you have any comments or question, please write down below, and let me know if you're using different devices. If you could have pretty much the same sound if you don't have the MOOER GE200, but if you have anything else. Okay, this is really interesting for me because I'm getting a lot of comments by people that are following me without the MOOER, and so I'm interested in like how these tips are translating into another platform. Anyway, guys, thank you very much also today for your attention, and see you next time. Ciao! Foo.